to The Journey. My name is Nayoka Asiedu and I have fantastic interviews lined up for you today. I will be speaking to Derek Adai, who is the founder and CEO of GIL Corporation Limited, the founders of Freshers Club clothing line, Francis Broby and Richard Ampe, and two models, not one but two models, Karen Bengo and Rishikat Oyubad, from Britain and Ireland's Next Top Model. I hope you're excited because I cannot wait to hear what these guys have to say. So stay tuned, we will be back in 3, 2, 1. Karen, welcome to The Journey. Thank you so much for joining me.
Thanks for having me.
It's an absolute pleasure, and you're so stunning. You look amazing.
Oh God, thank
you. Talk
you.
through your outfit. Let's know about this.
So
how did you put this together?
We have my little Michael Kors watch. I'm very proud of this.
Gorgeous.
It's one of my first purchases on my own. This is from River Island. It's part of a suit, but chose to wear the top. Little belt I got from Urban Outfitters, my favourite store.
Okay.
Skirt is from, believe it or not, Primark.
Wow.
And these are Topshop shoes. Love a Topshop boot, never cheap, but got too many.
But yeah, they last long as well.
And they last really long. Exactly. So yeah. Put it together. I did plan to wear a dress, but I was like, nah.
Too breezy, too cold. Now, Karen, you live in London.
Yes.
But you're originally from Africa, am I correct?
Yes, you're correct.
What part of Africa are you from?
So I'm from Burundi. It's east of Africa. It's near the East African map. So there's Burundi. I'm part of Burundi, but then my mom is also a mixture of Ugandan, so I'm Ugandan Burundian mixed, basically.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fantastic. So how long have you been here for? When did you settle into the UK?
So I came here when I was just about to turn 12. So if you were counting, what, about 16 years?
Wow.
Yeah, it's been a while. So I came when I was 11, about to turn 12, and yeah, and just a whole new culture, a whole new way of living,
yes.
New language, new dresses, new everything.
I know. Was it easy for you to adapt, or was it quite a challenge?
I think it was easy for me to adapt because I didn't come at a point where it was like my adolescence. It was kind of like a bit earlier on, so it was easier for me to kind of adjust as I was just going through puberty. So it wasn't like a big transformation, and I hadn't had a lot of friends in my country. It was I was still quite young, still had a young mentality. So adapting was not too bad, but in terms of like how I dress or how we would dress it, go to school, it was just different. You have your picky African hair and everyone's got glossy hair and then you're just like, why is someone looking at me? There's nothing wrong with my tutu plaits, but you know, yeah, but you learn and you grow, and yeah, but it was absolutely a blessing to be here.
Fantastic.
A blessing to have come to this country, because so much has happened in my life. I just think it just goes to show that God has it all planned.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Without a doubt. Now, I am so proud of you, to say the least. You're not only a model, but you're an actor and you're a dancer. Like, you featured in Cheryl Cole and Will.i.am's 3 Words video.
Yeah.
Whitney Houston on X Factor. You performed with Rita Ora.
Yeah.
Tell me about this. I mean, when did you get into dancing?
Well, I got into dancing when I was really young. I was about 14. Just me and my sister were joined at the hips. She joined, she started doing dance classes, and I was like, you have to take me, because wherever you go, I go. So she took me there. It was Kendrick Sandy, is the choreographer of Boy Entertainment, and started training with him at West Ham, not far from here.
Okay.
Just training for Tuesdays after school, and pay your £1, get your class, go home. It was quite simple. And then from then on, I kept training, was in Boy Blue, became part of the company and started growing, really just training and just doing it for the fun of it and because it's something to do. Okay. But then after a while I realised that you actually quite good at this, and then I grew a passion, really loved it, and then basically been in every group there was, to call it.
Really?
Dance to Excess, called it Boy Blue. We had so many different groups that I was part of, and that's how my name got around, because I was obviously, being an African, you kind of know you have to graft up what you want to do. So that's very much a hard worker. I was always in class, training. But yeah, then one day I was like, I should do this professionally.
This is for me.
I should start making money from this.
Yeah.
So yeah, then I decided to give myself a little, what us dancers call a zhuzh.
Okay. What was the zhuzh about?
Get my body in shape, have some pictures done,
Okay.
and hit the agencies. And I was like, hey, my name's Karen, and I'm a new commercial dancer. This is my skills, but I'm not trained. I'm not from Lanes. I'm not from London Studios. I'm not from any. I'm self-trained. I go to class, and that's how I learn. So it was a little bit harder because you don't really have much training to convince someone to say, okay, I've had this training.
Yes, I understand.
But I have been training around and my name had gone around for such a long time.
Okay.
But I had been training for about 10 years before I even went professional.
Wow.
Yeah, because I started when I was really young. And obviously Africans, you have to do your education first.
Lawyer. Become that lawyer before you dance. You can dance to the office.
Yeah, it's only when I actually graduated and me and my mum made a deal. After I graduate, I'm going to do what I love doing. So I decided to be professional. And then literally the first year I came out, I was really shocked how well I did because I did my first ever video was Pixelot, and I just kept doing videos. I think that year I did about 3 or 4 videos.
Okay, and how is it working with all of these celebrities? Really cool.
No, it's really cool. It depends what part of their career you meet them. If you meet them really early, they're really lovely, very humble, and very much come in, do your job.
Yes.
Yeah, but I mean, of course, between takes and shoots, you get to chat to them. But yeah, no, it's. I mean, I haven't had one where I'd be like, oh God, you're a diva. I have not. I have not had one of those, not at all. But I mean, it's a learning journey. But then again, you meet people on the job, they teach you different things, and then you learn, and you kind of, it's one of those processes that you learn as you go. If that makes sense.
Okay, it does. Now, you also performed at the London 2012 Olympics.
You've done your homework.
Oh, yeah. Now, on a scale of 1 to 10, how nerve-wracking was that? Because the audience was huge. There were so many people there. Yeah. And so many dancers as well. Of
course. So I was so glad to be part of it. So glad. It was 2012. I always said to people who know me, if there's a year I could rewind and relive again, it has to be 2012. I was so busy. I call it the year that the dance career finally gave me some money back.
Oh, fantastic.
I was so busy. We were so the London 2012 was really nice because I spent the whole summer with my friends. Okay. Wake up, train with friends, and train with Kendrick again, the leader of Boy Blue, the choreographer. Sorry. So doing that every single morning was such a blessing, and getting paid for it as well, and being a bigger part of the picture, and actually realising we're just a small section, but yet our section for us was such a big deal for us. And I think once you start training, you sort of forget the reality of it. Yeah. But then when that day came, it
really hit you, didn't it?
It really hit you because we were like in the waiting to come on, and the first section, the industrial section, was actually coming off, and we were coming on, and we just kept telling each other, remember to take it all in. It's just not gonna last long. So every single minute of that stage, I took it all in. I was like, embrace this, not gonna happen. So we're gonna happen once. We're dancing, but it was such a honour, and it's such a great year for me because I was doing that, and in between we were touring around the Rita Ora, doing that, and it was just such a busy year. Spending the whole year literally dancing and doing what you love is a blessing.
Phenomenal. Yeah. You just do so much. I don't know how you take it all on board. Was it really difficult to grasp the choreography for that day?
At first, initially we learn in sections, so you don't realise the bigger picture of it until you actually put it together and you realise you're there for this bit, and then you're there for that bit, and you kind of have to rush and do that. And the team that Kendrick had on board were quite strict, so we had to rehearse it, and you think, oh God, I've rehearsed it so many times, but then you don't realise this is going to be televised in front of so many people, and this has to be perfection. Of course. So I mean, they kept grilling us and drilling us, but at the end, you kind of just it becomes second nature, doesn't become as hard. But then, of course, I think it's best to rehearse because the day when it comes, your nerves get to you and all that jazz. But it was very nice because we worked with the volunteers. We were so called the professionals. We worked with the volunteers, which were lovely to work with as well. But yeah, it was hard, but not hard. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Now, is dancing on the stage much different to walking on a catwalk?
Oh my God, yeah. Oh,
what's the difference? Well, there's still an audience, they're watching it, all eyes are on you know. Still moving.
No, it's quite similar in the sense that you're again, okay, I would say it's different because with dancing you're entertaining.
Yes.
You're waiting for a reaction. You're waiting for the whoo, go Karen. Or if it's an artist, like, oh yes Rita, you kind of that, and you actually need to remember that you're behind someone else's brand. You're behind Rita Ora brand. You're kind of for her. Whereas when I'm modeling, it's not. Obviously, I'm wearing someone else's clothes, but it's also me at the front. I'm not really entertaining as much. I'm more or less presenting and trying to actually sell a product to someone else. It's different. It's a different side of you, I would say. It's not quite the same. And with dancing, you sort of train up to it. With modeling, you sort of turn up. Yes. It's weird because you turn up, and I'm so used to rehearsing and sweating and then performing. But with modeling, it's sort of like, well, there you are. You're already great as you are. Here are the clothes and walk. So it's different. Yeah. I mean, obviously, you still have to have some sort of ego to go on stage and perform it and to walk on the catwalk. For sure. And all of that, for sure. But yeah, it's a bit different, but more or less the same.
Okay, so how long have you been modelling for?
So I have been testing probably about 3 years. Okay. But I've never initially took it seriously because for me it's me? Modeling? No, come on now. I'm just under 5'7". I have a dancer's build. No, not really. So I kept testing. Different photographers would ask me to shoot. You know, you have a great face, you have very strong features, it's very striking, let's shoot. So I'll test and test and test. And everyone's like, you should model. You should model. I'm like, it's not for me. I don't see it. If God says this is my calling,
then you'll be
it should show me. But so far, nah. So then I went over to Germany to a friend of mine who's a photographer as well, and we tested earlier in earlier this year. We had a test shoot, and those images, I was like, wow, okay, if I could produce those images, and I haven't been doing this as seriously, I should take this a little bit more serious. Yeah. And funnily enough, the pictures, I think you must have seen on Dynamic Africa.
I've seen all of your pictures, all of them, your show reels, everything.
Those pictures have kind of made my career in modelling where it is now, because they're literally everywhere. And yeah, so from those pictures, I've sort of decided, right, gonna be a model. It's my calling, and just things happen, just happen to fall into place. And I think things don't just happen. It must be in God's plan.
Oh yeah.
Because I always say this to people. My modelling career, I don't feel like I'm doing as much, but things happen. That makes sense. Because with dancing, you train, you work hard, you go to auditions. With modelling, I tend to just post a picture on Facebook or here, and then someone will click on it and like it and say, oh, can I use you for this? Oh, can I use you for that? And I'm just like, oh, okay. So it's sort of been less effort. Yeah. Not that it's not hard work to look good, because when you're a model, you have to look in shape 24/7. Your body,
right? Your body, your skin, everything.
Your skin, yeah. And with doing so much, as you know, it's hard to be able to do so much and look great all the time.
You get overwhelmed sometimes, and that's
for sure,
natural,
for sure. But yeah,
kudos to you, amazing.
Yeah, for
doing
sure.
an amazing job.
But yeah, it's fun. It's fun. But it's a learning journey.
Definitely. Yeah. Now, do you have a favorite designer?
Yeah, I do. His name is John Galliano. He is amazing. I believe he ignores other styles going on. He knows whatever people are on, and he just does him. John Galliano, every year, very conventional, very different, and he always sticks to what he believes in. Even the models he chooses. It's not about race, it's not about colour, it's about model, and it's about what I'm trying to sell. I'm also a fan of Tom Ford. Recently, really love him. He used 6 black models.
Oh yeah.
In his show this year, which was great. I'm really a great fan of him, because I think his latest lines really represent women in power, women who are strong, women who embrace that fact that, you know, I'm a businesswoman, but I'm strong and I can still be sexy but powerful. And I think there's parts of that in me. So I'm a real big fan of Tom Ford. But yeah, I would say my favourite designer would be John Galliano.
Okay. Yeah. Now, you know, Naomi Campbell and Iman are a part of this campaign, which has been spearheaded by Bethan Hardison, a former agent. Yeah. And they are fighting for more diversity on the runway.
For sure.
Now, do you understand why they're doing this? What are your thoughts on them pursuing this?
For sure, I understand. I mean, if you're a model, or if you're trying to be a model, or if you're aiming to be a model, I sat down and watched videos after videos of Naomi, of every black model there was. Don't get twisted. I watched YouTube videos. I've educated myself before I move forward, and you can watch shows and you can see that there's a lot less African or women of colour
Yes.
on the runway than it was when Bethan was actually
Yes.
on. There's a lot less. So you can sort of understand why she sort of thought to herself, hold on a second, what's going on? You know, this shouldn't be a case. We're in 2013.
Shouldn't be that way, yeah.
Yeah, for sure. So you can sort of understand if you watch shows and actually see there's always that one token black girl or black or woman of colour or Asian, regardless of what descendant they're from.
Yeah.
So yeah, I totally understand. I think you don't realise how hard it is for women of colour in modelling until you actually become or try to build a career.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's very difficult. There's just zero work. It feels like there's zero work.
But there is work out there.
But there is work out there, but it's up to the agencies to actually send black or Asian to these castings.
Yes.
And so, I mean, each market is a bit different because some will argue, for example, Milan, there's not much consumers of colour in there. So someone will argue that why would I want to have a woman of colour when the actual consumers are not women of colour? So there's different arguments, but I believe it's worse in Europe than it's in New York or any other place. For me, from what I can say, I can. If you look at London Fashion Week and you look at New York Fashion Week, you would see a lot more women of colour in New York than if you look at London Fashion Week. So, I mean, I could totally understand exactly where they're coming from, and I hope that movement keeps going. And I watched a YouTube video again with Whitney Houston on it, and she was just like, you know, active. I think she said the whole motion of what she's doing needs to stay active, because and she hopes someone can carry on from this. And if I was in that position, if I'm ever in that position, or if I ever have my career gets bigger, I would definitely be one of those people who actually try and carry on. Yeah, for sure, because I think women of colour, in particular, to say black girls, need to just realise that their beauty is just phenomenal.
Absolutely, I must agree.
Yeah,
it is. What's wrong with throwing in, making it more diverse?
London
is very diverse. It should reflect that. The catwalk should reflect that.
Exactly that. And obviously, everyone knows, like all the models I know from London, we're very much aware of where we are, where we stand.
Yes.
But I mean, there's so much politics.
Yes, politics and everything.
Politics, and obviously we're in a brand new mod. I'm still new to this modelling thing. It's been a year now since I've been out, as in commercially out. So you're obviously a bit like tiptoeing. What can I say? What can I not say? So I mean, for the whole subject, I'm already exposed to that. Being a dancer already, it's hard as well being an African lady or female dancer in the industry. That's hard enough as it is. So being a modelling wasn't so much of a shock to me. So I sort of expected that, and you sort of hear about it anyway.
I understand that.
But yeah, I mean, it doesn't stop me. It doesn't stop me.
Keep on going. It
doesn't stop me. Yeah,
what your heart's desire is to keep
for sure. That. So no, it shouldn't stop anyone. If anything, it's just power you to keep going and to show other female of colour that it is possible and you should do it.
Do you have a favourite supermodel, one that really encourages you to be your best, or motivates you rather to be your best?
I would say it's tricky because I have if you're talking about a supermodel, it will be Alec for me.
Oh yes,
because her beauty was different when she came round. People weren't ready for Alec. Her beauty was so different. It was just they didn't know how to take to her. Yeah. She actually, when she came out, there was an actual revolution with it. What most people called, they were using more black models at that point because it was the trend then.
Yeah.
But it was because her face was so different, and her features were so striking that she actually became more influential in terms of what people were using on the catwalk. I think for her and how much she's done, not just on the catwalk, but in terms of giving back to Africa and the foundations she has. She's just amazing, and her career just keeps growing, and she's just so humble.
She seems very humble, very likeable, very warm,
So, and I think we have the same approach to modelling, because I'm a bit like, okay, you look great. Okay. When I watch videos of her on YouTube, she's always like, okay, when I say it's cool, it's cool. That looks a great picture, if you say so. So she's very naive about it, and I think at times I'm very thank you. Okay, great. You look stunning, Karen. I'm like, you look really good. I'm like, okay, great. I don't really register. But yeah, so I'm very much relate to her in that sense. But there's also another lady.
Yes, tell me about
her. Her name is Jessica White. She's done at least 4 or 5 beauty campaigns, and I do want, and I believe I will have at least 1 or 2 beauty campaigns moving forward. Please
Definitely,
God.
I don't see why you wouldn't.
Please God. So yeah, I always watch her career and literally just be like, oh, one day. And she works really, really hard. And many people said she couldn't, she wouldn't, and she just kept climbing. She did Victoria's Secret, she did Man, she did Bobbi Brown. She's yeah.
The list is endless.
The list is endless.
Isn't it?
Jessica White is just, and she works. So her work ethic is, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy. Yeah.
Now, if you were offered a £1.5 billion contract to either model, act, or dance, which one would you choose?
Well, I'm still training. Literally just started my classes as an actress. So I am no actress, just so you know.
Not yet.
I'm still training. So I'm probably only in bubble going to I've only pushed acting because I've been put in position this year. I list 3 or 4 roles and I read and I'm like, I could have got that if I went to acting class. So I thought, you know what? I'm gonna start doing acting lessons.
Okay.
So yeah. So between modelling and dancing,
it's tough, isn't it?
modelling for sure. Yeah. I've done enough of dancing. Yeah. I love dances is the initial passion for me. I will be dancing when I'm 60 for sure. It's my love.
Great as well, leotard, spandex.
But yeah, I think I've experienced enough of dancing. I've done most of the things I want to do. So I would say definitely modelling.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, would you change your journey in any way as a dancer or as a model? If you could rewind the hands of time.
I was thinking about that actually coming here. I was like, will I change anything? No. I think I think it's very true when people say that God prepares you for what's ahead. The hard times prepared me for the times ahead. Okay. The situations I was put in, I was oh God, let me do that. Why did he put me in a job? And I end up crying about it, and the choreographer ends up cussing me out. I think, why? Why is this that? Or why's that? But then you don't realise that he's just preparing you for. So I wouldn't change my journey. I would have it exactly the same. The million things that I do at the same time, and the hustle that it's been. It teaches you so much about life. You're doing something, but actually the skills you get teach you everything you need to know probably about life, because it's very much you. Okay. Very much about you. You're the product. You're the brand. So you have to look from within and fight from within. So yeah.
Now let's strip away modelling and dancing and acting. Would you change anything about yourself as an individual, like personal development wise, as a woman?
Emotions.
Yes.
This
year.
Should
get the better of you.
This year I have learned. No, I've actually learned to be better at them this time. This year, because I've been put in situations where I've had to remind myself, business first, Karen, emotions second. I even tweeted today, I was like, don't ever allow your emotions ruin the hard work you've put into already. I think that will be, I'm a Cancerius, of course I'm a woman, and sometimes your emotions get the head of you and you like maybe scream out or go on Twitter and be like, but usually it's not worth it. And be the person saying that people are always watching. So you've got to be really, really careful. So yeah, I was definitely saying my emotions, which I've actually learned a lot better this year to kind of deal with them and just be like, you know what, it's business first. And that's probably one thing I would change. I'm still working on it, but I think I'm a lot better, just my emotions. Okay. Yeah, and most of my friends would be like, patient. She's not patient.
Do you think you're patient?
I'm getting better. I'm so much better. I am so much better. Out of 100 right now, I'm going to give myself, I'm like 40% better.
But that's as good as it gets, really.
Exactly. I'm still working on it. But yeah, my patience is not great. Nah.
We all have something.
Exactly.
You know,
but yeah, patience and emotions, just those two, I'll probably say within myself are my weakness.
Okay. Yeah. Now, what advice could you offer to aspiring models? Would you encourage them to enter this field, or would you say no, just stay away from it?
No, I wouldn't discourage them and say no, just do it. Of course, especially if it's something that you really want to do, and it's something that you're dying to do, something that you think about when you're walking on the street or when you're going to a bus stop, you should definitely pursue what your heart's calling for. But just again, like we were discussing before, don't put your eggs in one basket. Explore different areas. That's why I thought, you know what, I never seen myself as an actress. But I'm going to go do an acting lesson, because you just never know.
How's that going anyway?
It's alright. God, I've only had three lessons. Yeah. It's like beginners of actors. But it's, again, I'm learning, and for me, one other thing I would definitely give advice to any single person in this business: take risks.
Okay.
Take risks. They will be dumb. You will cry. You will be, you will think, how did I do that? But I've learned that through risks, you learn about yourself, you learn about the business, and you learn your limitations, and you learn how far you can go, and you actually surprise yourself, which has happened to me more than I've gained more than I've lost when I take risks.
Just stretch yourself.
Yeah,
you don't know what you can do.
You really
don't attempt.
Yeah, if you don't attempt it, and if you don't put yourself out there, because yeah, for sure you have to, and because I don't really have that fan base or that support. I only have my sister.
Following, you know, you have a ridiculously large
following. Apparently so. I was like, you're famous.
You are.
No.
Do you know
No.
how hard it was for me to track you down, Karen?
How?
It was difficult.
What do you mean?
It was. I mean, people always offering you jobs and everything like that, so you're always tied down with different things. You're in high demand. You just don't know it.
No, I clearly don't. I'm my own little one. I clearly am, but no, I don't really realise that. No, I'm straight down. Of course. No. You know, email, phone call.
Just a phone call away.
Yeah.
So what is next for Karen?
Next for Karen.
What does the future hold?
Definitely push modelling a lot more. I plan to go to New York and try it out there, because obviously the market's much better for models of colour. I'm also planning to go to South Africa again as well, to again venture out there as a model and get an agency down there. So that's next year for sure. Again, carry on with my acting lessons and just grow in that. Carry on obviously performing as a dancer. That's something I will always do. But yeah, just keep challenging myself. I think that's the best way to keep moving forward. If you keep putting yourself in places you're not very comfortable.
Take risks, be a risk taker,
sure.
Challenge yourself.
Yeah.
I agree with you 100%. Now, where can we find you? So the next time it will be easier for me.
What do you
on
mean?
Facebook? Are you on Twitter?
People say that. Okay, I'm rubbish. Can I just say, my Twitter people? I'm so sorry.
You're bad.
I don't tweet that often. I tend to retweet like people like. If someone tweets a picture of me, then I just retweet. I'm on this shoot, I'm like, shooting for this person today.
At least they know you're there, you know.
But yeah, I don't tweet as often. I'm going to fix up, because they do tweet at me, so Karen, you never tweet. But no, I've got a Facebook page, Karen Bengo, if you type in. I've got a Facebook page about 3 months now. Okay. But I'm on there, you can message me.
3 months, Karen?
I've had it for about 3 months.
You've only been on Facebook for 3 months?
No, I have a private page.
I
have a private. Oh, can you imagine? Oh God.
Exactly.
No, I have a normal page, my own personal profile, but I also have like an artist page. Okay. So yeah, you can find me on there. I don't really, on my private page, it's not, you can't really search and find me, because obviously it's just private, and doing many different things just gets confusing.
Of course.
Some of my friends don't really want to see my boyfriend down their timeline every single time, because I shoot pictures out and people keep posting pictures of me and tagging me, and so some of them are like, Karen, I keep seeing pictures of you on my timeline.
I wonder what's going to happen.
I know, but they don't really want to have to see that all the time. So I have a fan page, not a fan page, an artist page. But yeah, I'm on Twitter as well. Yeah. Tweet at me, say whatever. I tend to answer people's messages whenever I can. But yeah, I'm so easily accessible. You're lying.
You're lying.
And my email is on like every single damn page. I am Instagram, Twitter. I'm around.
You're everywhere. You're all around the world.
Yeah.
Okay, now what is your? Do you have another shoot coming up?
Oh gosh, I'm going for a full-on shoot test day. So I've got one on Monday. It's like a fashion film. I do quite a lot of fashion films. Yeah, so I've got one on Monday. It's a fashion film. Really, really great man, Matthew Powell. Working with them. I love working with Asian photographers. Asian, like I mean, like they've been around for like 60 years. He's been around for so long, because they just shoot differently. Okay. So I'm really excited about working with him. I have another shoot with a photographer called Firestone, I think. That's a bit different. That's definitely artistic. Don't want to say much, but that's definitely different side, a different side of me. But there's always like different people asking to test. I'm always shooting, at least once or twice a week. I'm always shooting. Yeah, it's a lot on your body. It takes out a lot. Yeah.
There are so many things happening for you. Like you've got so many eggs in so many baskets.
Yeah, but I think that's what keeps it active, because when the dance is not I like if you have the modelling, and if the modelling is not doing so great, then you could just try other things. So I think it's better when you can just do that, and that way your actual network gets bigger.
That is very, very true. You're a triple threat. Do you know that? Do people often call you a triple threat?
No, people
modelling, acting, dancing.
No, people don't call me that. They're not. Do you know, I'm with my friends, and they're just like, you know, what's up, my messages? They don't really tell me things like that. They just, obviously when they need to, they'll be like, oh Karen, like when I'm down or sad or something, they're like, Karen, are you crazy? Look how much I've done. Look how far you've come. You've done so well. And I don't realise it because I'm always pushing ahead. So now, my friends don't really call me a triple threat. They do think I'm very, very driven.
Absolutely.
They always say they're surprised at what's my next step. They just see it. No one really realised modelling would be anything, and now they're just like, you're like a full-on model now. So yeah, no, I don't really listen. I've learned not to listen too much to what the outside notices, because not always nice things.
Okay.
Yeah, so I mean that's another thing. If you're out in the open, you don't get to have people not going to tell you look stunning all the time. There's negative side to it as well. So yeah, I tend to try to just look it out and
stay focused.
Yeah, stay focused.
That's all, you know what you want, so keep on going for it.
For sure.
Very simple. Karen, I want to thank you so much for joining me today.
Thanks for having me. I hope I didn't waffle on for too long.
No, I love hearing about you and what you've been through and your experiences.
Oh.
You're going to encourage so many people
I
and
hope
inspire so many people. And that's what the journey's about.
Amen.
So, we appreciate you, Karen.
No, thanks for having me.
Thank you.